Hey guys, what is going on? It's Zando, and it's been a while since our last video, but we had some issues go up. I had to get a brand new computer, so I'm glad to say that we're all kick-started up and running. So thanks for coming out to the video watching. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you guys do, as I think there's going to be some more news this week, especially around Datacrons, and we all know that I like to kind of dive into those, show you guys maybe what you guys should be looking for early on. And to help you guys out in any regard with that stuff. But today is about what I was the most excited for, which was we got Padawan Obi-Wan. Now, a while ago, I made a video about like Queen Amidala coming up, and I was like, yeah, I think we're gonna get potentially, Padawan Obi-Wan. And glad to say that we were right about that. But let's take a look at what's going on here. So Padawan Obi-Wan, he's an attacker, he's Galactic Republic, and he is Jedi too. So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting thing even if you don't have Queen Amidala kind of up and ready to go, he's gonna maybe potentially fit in some other, those other factions. It's gonna be interesting to see what his stats are. There's the infamous JKL situation where he wasn't supposed to work with Jedi Knight Revan, right? There's some play here, I think. But yeah, he's going to be kind of a controversial character, which we'll kind of go over a little bit later. But let's go right into it. I like to kind of skip over this stuff. Hey, if you guys want to read it, that's great. But, we got this. And I want to just say before we start off with this, the animations here are really good. I mean, they're really high quality these days. And I can't wait to play this on, with 60 frames per second on the new computer app. It's going to be awesome. So it's basic practice aggression. You're going to deal physical damage and inflict potency down on the target enemy for 1 turn. If that enemy has 50% or more health, Padawan Obi-Wan is going to gain 20% turn meter and foresight for 1 turn. Deal 5% more damage, stacking max 50% for each heal over time Padawan Obi-Wan has. So again, 50%, you can have up to 10 heals over times. And then if there was a ally Master Qui-Gon at the start of battle, and if the target enemy has less than 50% health, Padawan Obi-Wan is going to gain defense penetration up and offense up. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of the GMY thing where certain amount of health percentage he's going to get turn meter, certain amount of health percentage he's going to get like offense buffs. So anyways, he's gonna this is a good basic. I think there's gonna be some calls to assist where he's gonna come through getting the foresight. There's maybe some other synergies there that might come into play later on. There's some Jedis that love the foresight spams, but yeah, interesting basic. Special, it's a cooldown of 3 redirected blasts. I love this. I really wish that this kind of animation happened with like counterattacks. This would just be amazing. But I know, especially when they made the game, in 2015, it was a little bit different. How do you, deflect, other sabers and stuff like that for counters attacks? But yeah, this is really cool. I really do enjoy this. So, yeah, let's look at the final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy and daze them for 2 turns. If this attack critically hits, remove 100% turn meter from the target enemy, and Padawan Obi-Wan gains 100 speed for 2 turns, right? So we don't know, again, what his stats are. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty good. Just kind of the way that the power creep is going recently. But, even if he's, 200 speed base, you're going to be at least 300 speed. You're going to be moving pretty quick for 2 turns at least. And it can't be evaded. It can be resisted, though, it seems like. So this daze isn't guaranteed. Okay. Special 2. This thing looks awesome as well. It's also a cooldown of 3. Yeah, look at that move there. So deal physical damage and inflict defense down for 2 turns on all enemies. Then if there's an active ally, Queen Amidala, deal damage again. Okay, so we got a multiple damage attack here. Galactic Republic Jedi allies gain crit chance up and offense up for 2 turns. Okay, so overall, I think like as far as specials go, I think it's okay. It is an AoE And you do have potentially 2 turns, so we'll have to see what his damage output is at this one, but not super impressed. But like I said, you know, when Dark Trooper was released, when I saw his kit, I was like, okay, like that's fine. But then you saw the damage that he could do, so maybe this is kind of the same thing. Okay, unique 1, nobility and restraint. It's got a Zeta and an Omicron. So the final text says, at the start of battle, Padawan Obi-Wan gains 25% crit chance for each other Galactic Republic ally. So again, I've seen a lot of crit chance stuff for him, you know, a lot of building up for that. And if there's an ally, Master Qui-Gon and Queen Amidala, Padawan Obi-Wan is going to gain discipline until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. Obi-Wan has a 5% crit chance stacking for 50% for each heal overtime on him, and 5% crit damage stacking for max of 50% for each stack of protection overtime on him. Now, if you remember, Queen Amidala is kind of going to be throwing the heal overtimes and protections overtime like crazy, so he should reach this pretty quickly. If there's an ally, Master Qui-Gon, whenever he uses an ability, Padawan Obi-Wan assists, dealing 40% less damage. Again, remember the basic, right? There's some turn meter gains, there's some, you know, potential foresight, there's some extra damage that are done, there's some, you know, if they're less than 50%, right, they're going to gain some extra buffs. So quite a bit going on there too, to be thinking about. Also, additionally, this is a really cool piece to his kit. I really like it just because of what it kind of represents. So the first time Master Qui-Gon is defeated, Padawan Obi-Wan takes a bonus turn, gains 5% offense for each relic amplifier level Master Qui-Gon has had for 4 turns. So right now we have a max of 9, right? So he'd be getting about 45% offense for the 4 turns. And so pretty cool, right? Like, it's supposed to represent whenever he saw his master die, and you know, he kind of goes crazy on Maul a little bit. Very, very cool kind of add in there. And then again, gonna make the handmaiden for Padme, or Queen Amidala, I should say, a lot more tankier with the 50% defense. If Padawan Obi-Wan is active, whenever another ally is critically hit, they gain defense up for 1 turn, right? So that's going to be another additional, you know, defense up essentially for this. And he's going to gain crit damage up, so it's going to boost his damage up a little bit. And the discipline that he's going to be gaining up here is basically going to be his attacks can't be countered. Whenever this character gains a stack of protection over time, they also gain a stack of heal over time for 2 turns. And then this character's attacks ignore protection, which we know can be pretty big, right? That's a very big ability that can happen. Now, first controversial part of this guy's kit is that he is a Conquest Omicron. Now, why is that controversial? For me personally, they only sent out the survey, and maybe my time frame is off, but it felt like it was less than a month ago, which means to me that they either knew that this guy was going to be a Conquest Omicron, or they sent that out, the survey out, and they just kind of like, they knew what they were already going to do, and they just like, hey, let's just see what the amount of engagement's going to be. Now, what I will say on this is that I get it. I'm in a position where I'm like the end game account, and Conquest is quite easy, even though it might be burdensome and it might be kind of a time sink, which I don't necessarily love. But that being said, there are many people out there, there are many accounts out there that are going to want to have ways of dealing with Conquest, right? And for that, I can, sympathize or empathize or whatever you want to call it with them. I don't know if this is necessarily the thing. It does read well, I will say, but it also, there's the amount of points that you're going to get from a single Omicron. Is it really going to be enough to keep you from getting the 33 that you need for max crate? Maybe, maybe not. Again, it kind of probably depends on where your account is. But anyways, I'm not going to read all of it, but the big thing is like why it's going to help you in Conquest. Like, it gives some survivability, durability, all that good stuff. But basically, like, whenever you use him and he has at least, he's got 50% chance to take a bonus turn, and as long as he does that, you know, your allies are going to recover a lot of health. They're going to gain offense. They're going to do all this stuff, right? Like, so it's going to be kind of a, I won't say a joke, but like they're going to re-heal, and like you'll at least have a better shot of kind of making it through. And then the way he's going to help with feats is, right, like if he's got 50% or more stamina, so 5 battles of your conquest grind, and whenever your allies use a special ability, right, they're going to inflict accuracy down, crit chance down, crit damage down, defense down, evasion down, offense down, potency down, speed down, stagger, tenacity down on the target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. So, like I said, this is a weird one. Like it's only going to happen once, and yes, you'll have 5 characters that are going to use it, or at least 4 characters that might use this. So you'll get at least 4 per battle, or 5 per battle, maybe. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Like there's a lot of characters that do these abilities, and we've come up with ways. I get it. Again, some accounts won't have every single character, and so maybe this is like a way that you can upgrade one character and have it all. Padawan Obi-Wan stamina is 50% greater, right? Whenever he uses a special ability, all allies are going to gain accuracy up, crit chance up, crit damage up, defense up, evasion up, offense up, potency up, speed up, and tenacity up, right? So this one's a little bit more applicable, I'd say, because again, especially if you're using Queen Amidala, you might have 6 allies here, so you know, gaining 6 of those in a battle and being able to kind of just like if he is constantly right refreshing turns, you got 2 specials, might get 12 or so of these, 15, 18, whatever of these in a battle, might shorten your battles by a few. But I was saying, if there was a conquest one that I would be willing to put a place on, and be like, hey, if you place this on this character, you get to pick one feat that is you instantly get, right? Like think about all those battles where you have to do 40 of a specific faction. It's like, okay, I'm going to pick that one. That's the one that I'm going to get my 15 manners on. And then I never have to think about winning, 40 battles with Gungans or whatever the case is. So that's part 1 of like why he's controversial, right? He's got a Conquest Omicron. We've seen Conquest Omicrons before with Sortie, but this one's a little bit different. Now, why is he also another, what is his other controversy? And that is sort of this one right here. So right here. So there's a few things, I guess. The first thing that I guess is, how can I get the exclusive Padawan Obi-Wan Datacron, right? It's a first time reward for completing his marquee, which is requiring a 7-star Padawan Obi-Wan. So again, this is like, okay, like interesting. Like there's so much more that needs to be answered here. I know that there's going to have the frequently asked questions tomorrow. So maybe this gets answered there, but they're like, it's like, what set does this belong to? How do we re-roll? Because I'm assuming it's just going to be random stats. So like, what happens if I roll a ton of protection and I need health? What happens, when all these other things? Like I said, I'm assuming the 3, 6, and 9 are guaranteed. So yeah, there's definitely some more clarity there. But like this right here, I think, requiring a 7-star character day, I guess in the first week, definitely not for most players. So definitely, I think they got some heat from that. And then the other thing, and I have to kind of find where it's at, but basically so they make this post right here, and they basically say, hey, please play with the sound on and music for the final tier of his marquee, which is going to require a Relic 5 Padawan Obi-Wan, right? So not everyone's going to be able to do this, and I'm assuming it's the Duel of Fates, like it's kind of like that, like awesome music. I'm assuming you're gonna fight Maul. So yeah, because we pulled out all the stops for this homage. As a matter of fact, you should just always have the sound on. Our sound team is fantastic. I usually have to turn it off because I get I get demonetized from YouTube. But okay, like I really like that they made this into a thing, but I want to play it without, having to have a relic fight Padawan Obi-Wan. So yeah, those is just a little bit of like controversy, I'd say, with him, but overall I think he looks awesome. I think we're starting to see a little bit more about like what Master Qui-Gon's role is going to be in here. I'm hoping he's also a leader. I'm hoping there's like some dual synergy here, right? With maybe, maybe like Obi-Wan here is, or Queen Amidala is your GAC. Maybe, Qui-Gon is, your TW. I could also see him being TB, but I would just be so sad. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys are thinking. Like, this is going to be, I'm really excited. I know there's some controversy. Let me sound off in the comment section what you guys think. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.